Here's a great question from Quora. How exactly does a trademark protect your brand? I'm Andrei Mincov, the founder of Trademark Factory, and here's my answer to this question. So what a trademark does, it gives you the legal right to stop anybody from using the same or similar brand in association with the same or similar products and services. You can take your trademark registration certificate to court, and that piece of paper will be treated as the presumption that you own this trademark and that it's valid. And you would be able to say, these guys, the defendant, the bad person, the defendant stole my brand. They're using a same or the similar brand to sell the same or similar product or services, and the defendant would have a very hard time proving that they don't. Because at this point, once you have your trademark registration certificate, they will have to prove that either they're using a different brand or it's for different products and services, or that have to challenge your trademark by proving that you were not supposed to have gotten your trademark. And that's a difficult thing to prove. So that's what it does. But again, notice that I said that it gives you the legal right to do this. By itself, trademarks don't do anything. You have to enforce them. So when you've got your trademark registration certificate, if you see that somebody's infringing on your mark, it's not going to automatically, make those infringements vanish. As much as I'd love it to be so, that's not how it works. Usually what you do is you would either send them a letter and say, hey, this is our brand. Stop stealing it. Stop doing all those bad things we don't want you to do. Instead, do this, this, and this. And often they will comply because they will see that you've got the right, and they will know that if you were to take them to court, they would lose. Or sometimes you would write that letter or fill out an infringement form on a platform, like for example, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram, whatever, right? If somebody's infringing your mark through those platforms, most of those platforms have forms where you can submit an infringement request and say, these guys are infringing on my registered trademark. And those platforms would usually take the infringing content down pretty quickly. Now, if that doesn't work, if the letter that you sent didn't work, or if YouTube didn't take this down, then your next step is to go to court and file a lawsuit there. And yes, you have to fight, and yes, you have to have some additional expenses protecting your brand. But look, if it's worth your time protecting, then it's probably worth your time and money enforcing that protection. So I look at trademarks as ammunition, right? It gives you the ammunition to go after somebody who you think is taking a free ride on your brand, who's taking a free ride on your reputation, who's taking a free ride on what you've built, on that goodwill. And you don't have to do it against every single person who infringes, but you do have to take action if you see that it's becoming a concern. So, like I said, to summarize, is how exactly does trademark protect your brand? It gives you the opportunity to have a piece of paper that you can show to the judge. In the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. You can show this to the judge and say, this proves that this is my brand, and this other person, they don't have the right to use it. I never gave them a license. I never gave them permission to use my brand. So what they did is illegal, and I want them to stop doing this right away. And on top of that, I want them to pay me a lot of money. And that's what your trademark registration would do. That's what your trademark registration would accomplish. Now, I hope this answers your question. If it doesn't, make sure you comment below so I shoot a follow-up video. And by the way, if you have any other questions that I haven't answered before, post a comment below and I'll answer your question in video just like this one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. And until then, I'll see you in the next video.